Hi, I'm Heather with Goin Batty, and today we are going to be canning these. We got a great deal on potatoes. They were 89 cents a pound, and so we bought 10 bags of 10 pounds of potatoes. So we have 100 pounds of potatoes in our house. So we're going to can some of those, and we're going to take you along on the journey of us canning some. Alright, so right here I have my pressure canner, and it has 3 quarts of water in it, and I'm going to put some white vinegar in it to keep the jars from getting cloudy. And then over here is Miss Thing, and she is scrubbing. She's in charge of scrubbing potatoes right now. And over here I have boys, and the boys are peeling the potatoes. So what we're going to do is Katie's going to wash them. They're going to get peeled. They're going to give them back to Katie to wash them again, and then we're going to start cubing them, and then we'll like parboil them, and then we'll start putting them in the canner. Alright, so usually I use my ball canning book. I can't find it. So what I did is I went on to the National Center for Home Preservation, their website here. That's them right there. And I printed off a page on how to can potatoes. Now we're cutting ours into chunks, so it has all of the directions right here. The important thing to remember is to see right here where I've got it circled in red, you need to know your altitude. So here and where we are in Ohio, we're at about 700 feet above sea level, and so that will tell you like how long and how many pounds of pressure, well, actually it'll tell you how many pounds of pressure you're getting your potatoes at. Potatoes have been rinsed off, and I've got a pot of water here that we're going to put the potatoes in, and we're going to blanch our cubed potatoes for about 2 minutes. Alright, so if you have spots that look like that in your potato, just cut them out. The rest of the potato is fine, unless it's like there's weird all the way through, but I just cut them out, and then I'm just keep going. Alright, so I'm going to go over a few things that you're going to need in order to do this. So I am using wide mouth quart jars. These have been cleaned and they've been sanitized. You're going to need the lids, and we are going to soak these in boiling water to loosen the ring on here and to sanitize those. The other thing that you're going to need is you're going to need one of these, because you're going to need to know the headspace. Now you can't see here because it's clear, but on here it says, like, let me see, I gotta look at it from this end. Like, okay, so this is 1/8 of an inch here, this is 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and 1 inch. So we're gonna need 1 inch headspace with our potatoes. You're going to need this little magnet guy to pull your lids out of the hot water so you don't burn yourself. And then you are going to need one of these guys. It's to grab your jars to pull them out of the hot water once your pressure canner is done. One of the other things that you're going to need too is canning or pickling salt. Don't use just regular table salt. It can, I remember correctly, my grandmother told me that it can like change the color of the liquid in your jars because it has stuff added to it where this doesn't. It has stuff to keep it from like clumping together and stuff, but the canning pickling salt doesn't. So that's what you need to use in your potatoes. The other thing you need are these rings. These rings go on top of your lids, and then they go on top of your jars, and you screw them down. And when you screw them down just to where they're finger tight. Don't get them super tight, just finger tight, so that way it'll suction down and your cans will seal. You're going to need a ladle to ladle your water in, and you're going to need a funnel so that you have a bigger surface in order to put your water through instead of trying to get it just in the hole of the jar. Alright, so we're going to start putting our potatoes in our jar, and so we have our little assembly line here. See my potatoes in the jar? And none of them are touching as I go around the edge of the jar. So that's good. So Max is going to go ahead and put water in that. And then Miles' job will be to put the salt in it. Miles, we need to wipe off the edge. And And then Kate will put the lid on it. And then Jack will tighten down the ring on it. And that's how you put them in the jars. I forgot to mention the other thing that I put in here too was I put about, I don't know, between 2 and 4 tablespoons of white vinegar in here, and that'll keep your jars from getting cloudy on the outside. All right, so that is our first batch out of the pressure canner, and I don't know if you heard that, but one of them just sealed. So you heard a little like pop. So one of them just sealed, and if you can see, they're really hot. They're still actually bubbling on the inside. So you're gonna let these sit for 24 hours. Don't move them, don't touch them, none of that. And the other thing too is you can see, right, I've got it on a towel, and over here I've got some extra pot holders for my next batch that's going to come out. That's so that you don't want to put hot jars on a cold countertop. You'll crack the jars. So you put them on a towel or a hot pad or something like that. So that's what they look like when they're done. All right, so that's how we canned 100 pounds of potatoes. Now we got about half of them done today. We're gonna do the other half probably on like in 2 days because we have someplace to go tomorrow. But and then we're using some of the potatoes for dinner tonight. We're doing twice baked potatoes. So make sure you like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And more updates as we go. Bye.